If you're fascinated by the hidden forces reshaping our world, this story will shake your understanding of Earth's stability. Deep beneath the African continent, a colossal geological drama is unfolding, one that could eventually redraw the entire map of the planet. Africa is literally splitting apart, and scientists believe we are witnessing the early birth of a brand new ocean. This isn't a distant myth or a vague future possibility. It's happening right now, and the clues are scattered across deserts, valleys, volcanic fields, and cracks in the earth so massive they can be seen from space. Welcome to one of the most extraordinary tectonic events on our planet. Africa's dramatic transformation begins with the East African Rift System, a 6,000-kilometre fracture running from the Red Sea through Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, and all the way down to Mozambique. But calling it a crack undersells its scale. This rift is a boundary between tectonic plates, a place where the African continent is pulling itself into two new landmasses, the Nubian Plate to the west and the Somali Plate to the east. These plates are drifting apart at about 7 millimeters per year, the speed your fingernails grow. That may sound slow, but in geological time it's astonishingly fast. And every year the rift widens. So, what's causing this continental breakup? The answer lies deep within the Earth's interior. Beneath East Africa is a massive superplume, a rising column of unusually hot mantle rock. Think of it as a giant blowtorch heating the underside of the continent. As the plume pushes upward, it weakens the crust, stretching it until it begins to fracture. Over millions of years, this stretching will continue until the land finally splits apart. And we're already seeing the early signs. In 2005, a 60-kilometre crack opened in Ethiopia in mere days, an entire landscape torn apart almost overnight. Volcanoes across the rift, like Erta Ale and Oldonyo Lengai, show that magma is already finding pathways upward. Lakes such as Tanganyika and Malawi sit in deep rift basins formed by this tug-of-war between plates. In short, Africa's breakup is no longer theoretical. It's active. If the plates continue moving apart, and all evidence says they will, a dramatic future awaits. Salt water from the Red Sea will eventually pour into the Rift Valley, flooding it and creating a new ocean basin. The Somalian side of Africa will peel away like a giant island, drifting eastward and forming a new continent. Picture, if you will, a map of the world 50 million years from now, a shining new ocean where East Africa once stood. But, long before that distant future arrives, the rift will influence life on the continent in profound ways. Most people assume continental drift concerns only far-off future generations. But Africa's split has present-day implications: scientific, environmental, and human. As the crust thins and stretches, the region becomes more vulnerable to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, ground subsidence, and, sudden cracks in the landscape. Countries like Ethiopia, Kenya and Tanzania are already dealing with these effects, and they will intensify over time. Rivers and lakes may shift course as the terrain deforms. New lakes may form, others may drain, and water availability, already a sensitive issue, could change drastically. Roads, pipelines, power lines and cities built across rift zones face increasing danger. Engineers are already modifying building strategies to account for land movement. You know, rifting zones often become rich in geothermal energy minerals and even oil and gas reservoirs. As the split widens, East African nations may, well, gain powerful new economic resources. The East African Rift has actually been called a cradle of humanity. Changing landscapes can create isolated environments that drive rapid evolution. This isn't just geology. It's a force that may shape future ecosystems and species. Watching Africa split apart is, honestly, like witnessing continental drift in fast forward. Most tectonic changes are just too slow to observe in a human lifetime. But here we see cracks form, volcanoes awaken, and landscapes shift within decades. This gives scientists a rare opportunity to understand, how continents break apart, how oceans are born, and how plate tectonics reshapes the planet. Events like this formed the Atlantic Ocean, split Pangaea, and sculpted every coastline we know today. Africa's ongoing breakup isn't just a regional curiosity. It's actually the latest chapter in Earth's grand tectonic story. Will Africa split tomorrow? No. Will a new ocean fill the rift next century? Also no. But within the next 5 to 20 million years, just a blink of an eye in geological terms, the world map will be, well, completely unrecognizable. And we are, honestly, the very first generation to fully understand what's happening. Africa is not just splitting. Earth is, in fact, revealing the deep, powerful machinery that shapes our planet from the inside out. The ground beneath us is never still. The continents we know today are, well, only temporary. And the planet is always in motion, always changing, always evolving. We're lucky enough to witness its transformation with our own eyes.